Hello. It has been a little while. I was on vacation and I came back and Caterdokupillar has released. If you don't know what Caterdokupillar is, then you might have missed the gas puzzles from a month or so ago, where I kind of discussed very briefly what this was. But this was you could say it's a community effort, but really it was all thanks to Memeristor, who is a Sudoku YouTuber, and put he brought this community together to set this Sudoku. It doesn't look like a Sudoku from this angle here, but there are 189 puzzles that make up this caterpillar set by 185 different setters, and that took over 40 hours of live stream time with 15 volunteers helping to coordinate, tech checks and all that fun stuff. So if you'd like to give this a try for yourself, I will leave the link to the GitHub page down below. There's this version of the puzzle, which is literally all of the puzzles all combined into one. But if your computer maybe can't handle it, or maybe you're on the phone or something like that, you might find the individual segments to be easier. Um, to navigate, you literally just use your scroll wheel on the computer or hold right click. So I'm holding the right mouse button and I'm just kind of moving my mouse around, and it lets you kind of pan through the puzzle, and you can already see how these puzzles all fit together. But I will just go back to the big puzzle here, and we will be able to see what we have in store for us. I'd like to live stream this. It's been a while since I've live streamed. Things have been very busy. But if this is something that you would be interested in, I would be happy to do it. So let me know if this is something you'd like to see. But yeah, that's what this is. This is all these different puzzles, and each puzzle, right, will give you 4 digits, and those 4 digits will be used to solve the next puzzle, and the 4 digits you get from that puzzle will be used to solve the next puzzle, so on and so forth down the line. So as we see here, you move around, there you go, and you get through all the puzzles. Mine is in here somewhere. I think I'm number um, what was it, like 121 or something. So I'm a little bit down the line here. But what I would like to do is actually cut to a past version of me setting this puzzle live on stream, because this was part of, like I said, of the 40-hour plus live stream. I was on there for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, however much longer this video is, and setting my own version of the puzzle. Okay, here we go. This is 124, 123, 122, and 121. So this down here, this little 6 by 6 here, which I'll zoom in a second, is the puzzle that I set. Though I would highly recommend that you try these puzzles out for yourselves. I obviously would love to hear if you gave this puzzle a try. You will be given these 4 digits ahead of time, so just know that if you wanted to go back and solve this, as long as you don't have like a photographic memory, eidetic memory, you're not, it won't be a problem that you'll have these 4 digits here. But otherwise, I would love to hear your feedback on the puzzle that I set. And if you are struggling with solving it, then when I cut to past me, you will actually see how I set the puzzle, so you can get an idea of how to approach it. So, without further ado, I will cut to past Lucian. All right, well, welcome to something a little bit interesting. We're going to be setting a 6 by 6 puzzle today for Memeristor. He's been doing this Catterdoku pillar thing. If you don't know what that is, then I'll make sure to leave a link to that down below. But in any case, I'm going to try to set with a new constraint here today. So I start with these givens that I can't do, like I can't change them. These are the givens for the puzzle, and I can't place anything in this kind of region here, because whatever digits my puzzle resolves to will end up in these 4 cells here for the next setter to use for their puzzle. So the constraint I'd like to use here, I'm going to try to use, is something called Russian doll sums. So similar to sandwich sums, instead of having a 1 here and a 9 here, let's say, or I guess because it's a 6 by 6, instead of having like a 1 and a 6, obviously this doesn't work here, but let's just say, and the outside clue being, I don't know, a 5, then we would know that this has to be 2, 3 in some order here, right? We'll go 2, 3 like that. But instead, what we do with Russian doll sums, and actually I need to make sure that these are not given digits, but place digit. Russian doll sums, they say that, let's say there's an outside clue. Let's just add that as an x sum for the time being, even though it's not really an x sum. Let's say the outside clue is 5. Then what that tells us is not only do the two cells, or yes, 2 cells or 3 cells or whatever that are sandwiched need to be need to sum to 5, but also the actual sandwich buns themselves. So a valid way to solve this 5 clue for a Russian doll sum would be to place 1 here, 4 here. It's not going to work because of x sum, but 1 here, 4 here, and 5 here. So 1 and 4 sum together to be 5, and 5 sums to be 5. Or you could say 4 here, and let's say 2, 3 here. So 1 and 4 sum to 5, and 2 and 3 also sum to 5. So it's going to be interesting here, but we'll see how it works out. Whenever Meme joins in, we can give him the lowdown, unless he's already here.
I'm already here. We were listening to that whole thing, so you don't
Oh,
need to give a lowdown twice.
great. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. I appreciate you allowing me to record this at the same time. I know you're jumping between your different setters here, so I wanted to make sure that I had,
Mhm.
my perspective and everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, well, anyways, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to, I guess, meet you officially here. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make this work. I haven't messed with this constraint, but I actually solved many a puzzles from the Skunkworks Discord because I was judging their Sudoku setting competition. So this constraint
Mm.
came up, and I just thought it was so cool, and you could do some interesting stuff. So, for example, here if I placed like 4 and 6 here, then maybe my outside clue is a 10, and I'd have 2, 3, 5 in the middle, and I'd know where a 1 goes. So that's one thing I'm already thinking about with this 1 here, is if I place like a 10 here or here, then, and I guess another thing, since you're here, should I be avoiding these cells since they're grayed out as well? Because these would be outside
Yes,
clues
you.
for the previous setter, right?
Yeah, they might. In fact, that one, I think actually both of them are. Oh wait, they're in
Okay.
second one. Yeah,
He,
both of those actually are outside clues. So
okay,
don't put
yes.
anything on
Yeah,
top
but
of those.
I'm free to put something in this cell here and this cell here, right?
Yes, because those will be grayed out for the next
Yeah,
person,
those will.
and
Okay, all right.
you're actually free to put. I heard you say that the next corner digits, you can't put anything in there. You actually can put something in there
Okay.
because you don't want anything in the gray cells at the bottom because then you could use that for the previous puzzle to do something. But since
Ah,
it's already
okay,
going to be deduced,
I get it.
you can put
Okay.
something there. Yeah.
All right, so I am okay to do stuff here. We'll see if I'll need to do anything extra with these Russian doll sums to
Mm.
make them work for um excuse me, my brain, to make them work for the next puzzle here. But if I can do pure outside clues, then that would be ideal. I think I do want to actually start with a 10. I need to figure out the best way to do this as well for the outside clue here, since I know
Yeah,
none of
as
these are going to
Clipperl
work.
says, it's good that every row and column is available in this grid. So that's good.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I can access it from one side or another,
Mm.
and Russian doll sums are not directional, so it doesn't actually matter where I place them. So it
Yeah.
should be fine. Um,
As we all know, Russian dolls, not direction.
yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah, it's just such a standard rule set that everyone knows so well. Um, but yeah, so hmm, I think the easy thing is to start. I guess the best way is to throw some text here, and then I'm sure whoever's compiling these puzzles can make it prettier. Um, so let's make sure we just call it Russian doll. So what's interesting about Sudoku Maker is that you can actually code in the constraints. My JavaScript is not very good, so I figured I'd just leave it be and I can try to do this stuff in my head. But 10, I think because you know that it has to be 10 twice at least, right? Then we know that a row sums to 21, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to 6 is 21. So I think right away 10 would give us a 1 here. We know that this would have to be, I think the only way to do that is 4, 6, and then we'd have 2, 3, 5 in some order. I think that's probably a good
Right.
place to start in some way. I could also do it a row down with 10 on this side, but we'll see how it works out. So just trying to think about different sums and how I can make them work here.
You've also got something in column 3 there.
Oh, sorry, of course. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a 3-5 pair. How did I overlook that? It's just
Yeah.
Sudoku, right? So that gives us a 2 right away. Sudoku, Sudoku, Sudoku. Who likes Sudoku anyways? Not me, definitely. Um, it could almost be some sort of roping here. I guess maybe with this column 3, I can try to put something out here that would make this work. But what would I put? Because 3, 5.
It's a very abstract rule set. I feel like I'm above the sandwich right now.
um, yeah, it's very interesting because you don't necessarily like you can build some of these anywhere. Like if I just placed a 3, 3 is something that's really interesting. If I just placed a 3 here, for example, then, that would be we would know that it has to be 1, 2 with a 3 in the middle. That's the only way that it works. So right off the bat, we would know that it has to be split between these two cells. So it would have to be 3 here, with this being 1, 2. But again, I'm wondering if that's just too many digits here. I don't want to make it too easy, I don't want to make it too easy. Because now we're just given roping
Well,
in here.
it is a new constraint.
That's
So
fair. I guess probably most people haven't seen puzzles with this, so I shouldn't make it too crazy, but 3, 5, 4, 6, 4, 6.
but again, that's within your license to do so
Oh yeah,
if
of
you
course.
like.
I don't want to make it too crazy either, but how much time? I have 30 minutes officially on stream, but if I need more time to kind of work through it, work through the logic, I have that extra I have that ability, right?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. You've got like an extra hour if you absolutely need it.
If I need it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure that I can get these next digits to whoever the next setter is. But yeah, 1, 1, 2, 4, 6.
We're gonna check in with my EXO who's in the
Yeah, no
other
problem. Thanks for
channel, and
stopping
we'll
by.
return here shortly. Yeah. Feel free to continue talking.
Yeah. I'll do my thing. All right, so that was Meme joining in there. So, like I said, Meme is the one who's running this whole shebang. It's a very technical term, by the way. So, how do I want to push forward here? Given this 3, 5, if I put a 5 out here, right? If I place a 5 out here, then I think the only way this works, because normally you could do 1, 4, 5. I think I showed that as the example. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4. But those won't work in this case because 5 is already here and we don't have enough space on either side. So I think that would have to place 2. That would give us 1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 6. 2, 2, 6, sorry, because of the 1, 4. So now we have a 1, 4 pair. 2, 6, 1, 4. Because 6 as an outside clue would give us either 1, 5 or 2, 4 around it with 6 in the middle, but neither of those work down here. Or it would give us, 1, 5, 2, 4, or 1, 5, 2, 4 like that. So Hmm. Well, 2, sorry. Let's just do Sudoku. This is 3, 5. 1, 4, 3, 5. This can't be 4. Obviously, whatever this digit is this digit. 4, 3, 5. This can't be 1. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hmm. 7 here would be 2, 5, 1, 6. But again, I'm wondering if this is too restrictive. Let's throw it in there. We're gonna test this puzzle. It seems like right now we're only about 10 minutes into actually setting here, so we'll see if we need to like tweak this at all. But for the time being, let's throw 7 here. We'll see how this plays out. This has to be, well, doesn't actually have to be in that order, right? Could it be 1, but 4, 2, 1, 2, 4? 1, 2, 4 uses all the options, so we can't surround it. Obviously, 7 can't be a lone digit here. Because we can't use 7, it would have to be 3, 4, 2, 5, or 1, 6. So I think it has to be, make sure, 2, 5. It could be 2, 5, 4, 3, couldn't it? Hmm. 7 maybe doesn't restrict it as much as I thought it did. 2, 5, 5 with 4, 3 is an option. Otherwise, and 2, 5, 3, 1 does leave us with. Oh wait, that doesn't work because of the 3, 5 pair here. Sorry. So it can't be 2, 5, 4, 3. Is that too much logic? That needs kind of like too much of a leap, I guess, to get to that point. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to ask our judge on that one. But 4114 4135 351. We do kind of have another roping thing going on here. So we have roping here, here, but how do we how do we resolve that last piece then? Because 3, 4, hmm, is going to leave us with a deadly pattern. So I need something down here or down here to make this work. 3, 4. Let's just finish pencil marking. Why not? I didn't even notice. I did make a 3 in the corner, so that's nice. But hmm, something like only really one thing is needed because the second I resolve this, for example, this cell here, then this resolves this, which resolves this, which resolves this, and everything just falls into place. So it really is just a final deadly pattern where anything should propagate through. Because right now, let's just see, solve step by step logically. Yeah, there's no logical steps down. Find all the solutions. There are exactly 2 solutions according to Sudoku Maker here. So I think that everything I've done is logical at this point. 2, 4, 6 doesn't work because you'd have to do 1, 2, 3. You know what I haven't been thinking about? 5, 4, 3, 6 works well for 9. But I'd need 1 and 2 directly next to actually just like this, except the 4 would be here and the 4 and 6 would just switch places, and that's how you'd build out a 9. Maybe maybe I just add another Russian doll sum in this row, but then there's too much, right? Because I knew that this is 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6. I think we'd resolve this row way too quickly. So I have to do something down here. And then again, the second that that happens, I should be fully resolved. 1, 6 is 7. It can't be 5, 2. It would have to be 3, 4, but I don't think that works. If this is 6, right? Oh, no, that does work. That does work for 7. But then the question is there another way to make 7? 7. Right? Because of the way that these clues, excuse me, are interacting, right? It would have to be, so if this was 4, 4, 3, that's our 7 pair. So our 7 pairs are 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, right? 6, 1 doesn't work. Using 2, you need 5. 2 and 5 are either too close or too far, so it can't use 2.
Oh, again, by the way.
Oh, hello again. I'm just working through. I think this 7 resolves it, but I might have a few jumps here. We'll see, but I think this resolves
Mm.
it. It says that the only way to make this the 7 sum in this column here to I guess kind of finish us off because of this deadly pattern here is 6. And 6, even without the Russian doll sum, just placing a digit here should fully resolve everything. 4, 3, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 5,
The
5,
4-3 would,
3,
yeah.
5, 6, and 6, 6, 5, and then 3, 5. I think I think this is a solution here. I want to work through it logically though, and maybe now that you know how this constraint works, I'm assuming you hadn't seen it before when I was presenting it.
I feel like someone mentioned it to me. I think it was Doomdiat who mentioned it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, I did. I didn't come up with this myself. I did steal it from Skunkworks. Gene has been putting on these great competitions, and there are some really interesting variants that have been thought
Mm.
up here. But all right.
Maybe it
So
was Gene who mentioned it.
uh, that would make sense. So
But yeah.
so yeah. So if we take a look at this, I guess for me, because I know how these work, the obvious thing to look at is the 10 here, because I know a row sums to 21. Again, how we could think about this is we'll have double 10. So what that means is the 1 must be outside of that Russian doll sum. So 1 is going to be here. The only way in a set of 1 to 6 that we can make 10 in 2 digits is 4, 6. And if we check the remainder, just by default, law of leftovers, 2, 3, 5 says what? It must be 10. And I guess, again, I've forgotten the obvious thing, the 3, 5 pair. So the 3, 5 pair does give us 2 here. All right. The next thing is the 3. So 3 is very restrictive because it has to be it has to be 1, 2 with 3 in some placement. So it can never be contained fully within either of these boxes. It has to be spread between the two boxes. But the fact is this can't be 2 or 3. Did I jump a step here? Maybe. No, I think that makes
No, you're
sense.
right.
Yes. So
So the
always
3
this
needs to go on the border.
yeah. So no matter what, it has to be 1, 3, 2. I think I think that makes sense. 4, 6, and then we do have our roping here. So this is a fully, well, not a fully roped, but a a roped set of boxes here. 3, 5, and then this is 1, 2. This is 3, 5, and 4, 6. Let's throw that down there. The next thing I wanted you to look at is the 7 here, though I guess 5 was 5 the next thing that could help. So 5 is going to either be, 2 3 pair surrounding a 5, 1 4 pair surrounding 5, or 2 3 pairs surrounding 1 4 pair, or vice versa. So, how would we
Mm,
make that here? I think if we look, the only way, given this layout, we don't have enough space to do like a 2 3 pair with 1 4, and we don't have the space in general, again, to do 1 4 with 5, so I think it has to be 2 here, which gives us 1 2. So we set the order there. Leftovers 1 4 6, so from the column here, this is just simply 6. We get a 1 4 pair. Now I guess we continue along. So we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. 7. How do we build out 7? I think the only way. So I was looking at a couple of auctions, and I had almost convinced myself that we could do 2 5 4 3, but this makes a 3 5 pair here, which breaks this. So the only
mm,
way that I saw to make this, and this is where I said to myself I wasn't sure if this was too much of a leap, I guess, but the only, like, this can't be 4, right? If it's 4, unless I've missed a combination,
right.
if this is 4, then there's no way to satisfy this 7. It has to be the 1 6 to make 7 here. And 7 is also just an interesting one because 7 by 3 is 21. So we know that whatever the leftovers are going to be in and of themselves a pair that sums to 7. So yeah, that's why if we had it over here, we had the 3 4, it would have to be 1 6 over here, and that just wouldn't work. So that's, I guess that's a better way to think about it. If this was the 7 set, then we'd need a 7 set here, and 1 with 5 and 1 with 3 do not make 7.
Mm,
So, with all that rambling there, this is 5, this is 3. This is just 4, because Sudoku. That resolves this here. And now is where you have to look here, because otherwise you just have no clue what's going on. So the way that I did it is I just pencil marked everything, but you might not actually need to. I guess 2 is Sudoku here. 1, so this is 3 5. Might as well do that. So now the question is how do we build that last 7? Again, we need to have a pair outside of the Russian doll sum that sums to 7 itself. So if this was, let's say, 2 5 here, that would be our 7, and then this would have to be 1 6, but we know it can't be because, let's just throw down 3 4 there. So this can't be a pair that adds to 7. This must be an outside pair where this is a pair across that adds to 7. 1 6 gives us the 7 there. This is 6 4. From the column we need 5, and then it's just Sudoku from here. 6 5, and then 5 3. I I don't know. That was that wasn't exactly what I expected from it, but hopefully that seemed okay, and it will work well for the caterpillar.
Definitely will. Thank you so much
Yeah, well,
for
thank
sharing.
you. I guess I need to send these links in the chat, but I'll figure that out on the side here. So, thank you again.
Great. Thank you as well. Have a good one.
Bye
Take
now.
care.
All right. So, that was setting for the Caterdokupillar. I highly recommend you go to Meme's channel to check out, I'll link this stream that I was a part of, but also just check out his channel in general. I've linked it before because he does these Sudoku setter spotlights, and he had done a spotlight of Ranksk, and then I went and I solved one of Ranksk's puzzles. But yeah, he has an amazing channel, lots of great content on there. It was a pleasure to be part of this stream here. So hopefully you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.